We are Steve and Jill.
Together, we've been buying and reselling land since the 90s.
Our data-centric approach leaves our buyers asking, how can you sell it so cheap?
Here on the Land Academy Show,
We answer that and more. Steve Butella here. Welcome to the Land Academy Show, entertaining land investment talk. I'm Stephen Jack Butella, broadcasting from sunny Southern California. Today, I talk with Omar, the manager of one of our companies called OffersToOwners.com. And he'll share some stories of our Land Academy members and their success sending out offer campaigns by the ton. Hey, Omar, how are you, buddy? How are you doing today?
Good. How about yourself?
Excellent. I know you're seriously overworked, specifically this month. You know, before I turned all the cameras on today and stuff, I checked our performance on offers to owners, and it's spectacular. This is a banner, the highest revenue month for us and for our members, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
So what do you attribute that to?
You know what? More people are getting out of the scared mindset of sending out their first mailer. Honestly, it's phenomenal.
I know we talked last week, and you said like that was the biggest thing that people had to get. You know, they just had to get it out of their minds and get the thing in the mail.
Exactly. I mean, people get hung up on, how they're going to scale the calls and all that, and how they're going to automate their business. And there's so many questions there. But once you get it out, you're kind of in a, no turning back position. So I think that's always really good to put yourself into, because there's no way you can't move forward from there.
It's like baptism by fire.
Exactly.
So people call you and they say, I'm sure they say some version of, Omar, I'm just having trouble getting this thing into the mail or getting it over to you so you can get it in the mail. Like, what do you say typically to them?
I generally ask them if they have their data pulled, to be honest. It's, if they already know the city, the state and the county that they want to target, that is the most important part of it. Because we can handle everything else, because everybody generally has their own information available. But not all of them have good data available or scrub data available. So if they have that file, we can pretty much do everything else. If they don't have that file, they can go through the full service option and we'll pull it for them. So.
Wow. So I think you gave us a percentages last week. I think you said 40% of the people ask you to do the full service, pull the data for us. Is that an accurate number?
Right. It's actually significantly dropped since our last podcast. And I think it's attributed to people really getting more and more into the course and rewatching it. So, because it really is, the basic background, it tells all. So there's no reason for people to get hung up. But if they don't have the time or anything, that is why we offer that full service option.
I'm going to go against common sense here as a business owner, as the owner of Offers to Owners, and I'm going to say this. It doesn't make sense to use full service. You join this group to learn how to send out mail consistently and learn how to understand the data part of real estate and sending out a blind offer campaign. So, the only valid reason that you would use the full service product, in my opinion, is just because you're like you just said, you're out of time, and it's your first mailer, and you just want to get over the hump and get all the systems in place and kind of see what happens, don't you think?
Absolutely, but there are a couple of other instances where you would use full service. So let's say you did work on your first mailer and you have it sent out. While you're scaling the calls from the first one, you can automate your second one using full service. So you're already reset to double your equity.
Yeah, you have to, do you have the numbers in front of you? Ballpark, how many offers? It's at the time of recording, this will air in October, but it's September 26th. How many offers, ballpark, have we sent or processed so far this month?
We're looking at close to 330,000 offers.
Wow. Man, if you do the math on that, the properties. So for house, let's just say 3,000. For every 3,000 offers you send out, you buy a house or a piece of land and make, let's say, an average of 10 grand. Those numbers are staggering.
Right.
You know, the other thing too, and we never talk about this, Jill and I, on the other show, or well, on this show, I guess. If this didn't work, we wouldn't just watch offers to owners send every month over month, send out more mail and more mail and more mail, you know?
Right, exactly.
Did the success stories get back to you? Did people call you on their next mailer and say, man, you can't believe what happened on my last mailer?
Absolutely. So we actually, and this is the success story of a brand new member who did full service, and they went with the minimum number, which is 500, and they're about to pick up 12 parcels from a 500 mailer.
You know,
500 piece mailer.
That's exactly what I say not to do, and I'm good for them. I mean, that's a really small mailer, but good for them. Is it all from one owner, or do they priced it right?
That's what it was. Really, it was they hit a gold mine with one owner, you know, and they just got lucky there. And then I have another client who consistently sends out 1,500 on a Monday, 1,500 offers on a Monday, and every 2 weeks from that Monday, he has a deal in hand. So just multiplying over and over and over again. So, you know, that's when they start to really double up on the mail.
Wow. Do you have any really negative stories? I mean, there has to be a flip side to every coin, right?
Right. Well, absolutely. So we actually, a couple of months ago, we had someone seriously overprice a mailer. And I mean, yeah, we can't tell people what to do, you know? So they've overpriced this mailer, and they just got an abundance of phone calls. Everybody that they sent them a letter to was ready to sell. And they thought it was, you know, a big success rate. But when they finally started researching these properties, they figured it out, and they're like, well, I offered 40% over the total market value or the total assessed value. And so, yeah, that was not a good one. Then in order,
go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, they broke a lot of hearts there because they got some calls back, and yeah, they're like, hey man, yeah, I'm ready to sell for, you know, $98,000 for 1 acre. And
I mean, we laugh, but you know, I've done that many times or throughout my career. You know, I've overpriced and underpriced, and sometimes now I even intentionally underpriced just to send out a huge mailer, but just to get one transaction done.
Right.
And we actually just did that in Arizona. We sent out a almost 20,000 unit mailer, which costs, you know, $7,000 to $10,000 depending on how you look at it. But we bought a single house that we made $80,000 on. So, you know, it's not hard to do the math.
No, not at all. And the numbers work. I mean, I work with these numbers, and they definitely work.
You know, I know we talked last week about starting a new product where we price the mailer for them. And you said it would be a smash hit overnight. I just can't. I thought about it, and there's no way we can, from a legal standpoint, price their mailer. The option or the possibility of them, like, let's say we price that mailer, grossly overpriced it for the person that you just described. You know, they're not going to be happy about that.
No, so, absolutely agreed.
In fact, it's probably actionable from a legal standpoint. So it's official. We can't have a pricing product for legal reasons.
You know what I was thinking was too about, because I thought of it more in a smart pricing service way. So where we take all those numbers, if we could just apply some kind of the same concept to land, that is essentially the closest we would ever get to pricing anyone.
And have them kind of sign a waiver that says, you know, here's what smart pricing is to the listener. Omar deals with this every day. For House Academy, this is what we suggest for pricing. You just like always, you pull the data from one of the providers, probably DataTree if you're a House Academy member. And now you're sitting and looking at a 3,000 unit mailer and a couple of zip codes in wherever. You've got 3,000 units in an Excel spreadsheet. What smart pricing is this. You send it to offers to owners, and we have our team input all of the algorithm values that are assigned to those houses from Zillow, Trulia, Redfin, Realtor.com, DataTree, and I think Realty Track. There's 6 of them in total. You take that number and you divide by 6. So now you have an average price of these algorithms. And then you ask yourself this question. The house is valued at $250,000. How much of a discount am I going to send this mailer out? So let's say it's valued, one house is valued at $250, one house is valued at $300, and all different variances down to the cent. If you decide that you want to send a mailer out for $30,000 less than that actual, I call it an algorithm value, then you just set it that way. And then that's the pricing on the mailer. Let's say it's $80,000. Here in California, the offers are much higher. So $700,000 or $800,000. So we tend to market down, $90,000. You can also implement a percentage, and you can also implement a price per square foot. All this stuff we teach in House Academy. So what you're saying is do some version of that for land, and then ask them to fill out the number that they want us to discount that algorithm value. And
Right.
Then that keeps us out of prison.
Exactly.
We could try it for houses for sure. My concern is that the algorithm data for land is just not available because there's no address, But let me think about that, because that's not a bad idea. You think everybody would jump on that?
I think so. I think one of the other hangups when sending out that first mailer is also the pricing, because people generally don't know how much to offer, just because every county it's a little bit different of a percentage. So,
getting really to the root of it, I mean, honestly, think about this for a second. Is the customer asking us to make the pricing decision for them, or to just do the work in the spreadsheet?
I think it's more so the work in the spreadsheet I would go with.
Oh,
yeah.
We can work with that then.
Right. And
in some cases, what if in land we said, I'm going to use Mojave County, Arizona as an example. You get somebody who submits an offer campaign in Mojave, Arizona for all the 5 to 10 acre properties, and they scrub it like we teach in Land Academy. And You're sitting there staring at the spreadsheet, and if we sent them some type of agreement or waiver where they fill in the price per acre, and they're signing off all kinds of liability and all that stuff.
Right.
You think that product would be useful for the members?
I do. If they just know the basic concept of how it's going to work, I think they would jump on it.
Okay. Because we're always looking for better, easier ways to help people get this stuff in the mail, because we all know it works. Exactly.
And the more automation, the better. The work on your business and in your business thing. Well, that's why they have VAs and all of that, really. So The whole point of O2O is to automate all of that.
Okay, great. So this is like we had a meeting in front of a camera.
Oh, man. I'm sorry.
No, it's good. No, last week was the first time that we interviewed you, and the numbers came back so good that, this. Now we're making it a weekly thing because I really think it's helping people. So let's do this. Next week, let's talk about, if you want to think about between now and the next week we record, putting together some type of product like that on the website so we can actually price the mailer, go through the motions of pricing the mailer without an opinion.
Right.
And what we would charge and how it would work. And because you're on the front line there, I think it's a great idea and I would love to test it. So let's somehow kind of materialize it on the actual website so you can process orders effectively and stuff. How's that sound?
Right, exactly. Yeah, sounds good to me. And then I'll actually, it'll be beneficial for me to get the input of some of the members on this as well. So over time, as I talk to them throughout the week, I'll definitely get a little bit more information from them, how they feel about it.
Excellent. Maybe pick a guinea pig and do it for free.
Right.
I'm sure you've got somebody who's, you said, as a percentage, how many people are going to take advantage of this? Just ballpark.
I think everybody that recently joined.
Okay. So
definitely
new
jump on,
mailer
right.
people. Okay. Awesome, Omar. Do you have anything else to add, pal?
No, sir. We did a massive price cut on the smart pricing service for House Academy members. So it's truly a price to jump on if they want to do it. And we are planning on making it a limited time, maybe. So take advantage of it while it's there. That's about it.
What's the price?
So it went from 15 cents to 10 cents.
Okay, great. That's great. I love when we do this stuff like that. I don't know what the decision was or why there, but it doesn't matter. I just think anything that helps people get more mail out there just to to make some money I'm all for it.
Exactly. That's the end goal.
Join us next time for another interesting episode, and we answer your questions posted on our online community at landinvestors.com. It's free. You are not alone in your real estate ambition.